Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Zimowski Winter. Our heroes today are going to be Storm Tiger Gaddafi, playing for the Soviets, and his opponent is going to be John 1017 RM, playing for the Germans. So again, this is from the Sunday Night Fights Season 5 tournament, round of 128. So, let's head into the info for the players. The highest ranking player in this matchup would be Storm Tiger Gaddafi. Let's just call him Gaddafi from this point on. And he has his Soviet play, the highest ranked at the 600 range. So decent enough player here, and he should do pretty well. As far as the seeding goes, let's see here. Gaddafi 59 and John 70. So not bad. Decent on the seeding there. So we shall see how the game plays out. So anyways, back to the game. As far as build orders goes, we have Gaddafi getting himself conscripts, as you would expect. No tiers, again, like you would normally expect, and conscripts are the things that he produces. Interestingly enough, however, we see John going for the tier 1, like you would expect most German players to do so, but he's getting himself MG42s, 2 MG42s already off the bat to start off with, so an interesting choice there. He's going to send his MG42s into houses, so I can only assume that John is going to try to MG spam his way to victory. So we shall see if it pays out. Or pans out, that is. So Gaddafi uraing away into the church after seeing the MG42 getting to the house. So now being in the church, they will be able to stay there for a long while. And with all those windows in this side, 5 of the men are able to shoot back at those piles, and the piles are going to take a lot of damage. Actually, 1 man already falls in the center on those pioneer squads. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be MG spam for John. He just wanted to secure some territory very quickly, it looks like. And he is getting himself a 3rd squad, being the Grens. Storm Tiger Gaddafi still going for conscripts. 3 conscripts already produced. We shall see if he goes for the Molotov. Molotov already able to be researched, so probably not. I'm going to assume then he's going to go for 4 conscripts into Molotovs. So variation there on the usual that we've seen also several times now. So I mean, it depends on the player what they like to do. And yeah, he is getting himself a 4th conscript. Okay, so right hand side, combat engineers running into the Pios. Pios that got shot and are down to 3 men. Combat engineers decide to jump the fence for some reason, are not going to get shot by the MG42. However, the MG42 is now not... Oh, well, they had a chance, but unfortunately they do end up having to retreat because the Pios were there. But they actually jumped the fence, and it made them be outside of the arc of fire. One of the men was right at the edge, and the MG42 might have been flanked. But unfortunately, Gaddafi loses the fight there against John, and Pios are going to continue to move and capture territory. This MG42 is probably going to set up somewhere around the victory point, so it looks like John wants to hold the victory points as much as he can. So we hear some shots going down, and this is conscripts jumping into the house near the fuel point on the southern side. Taking some shots at those Pios. The Pios are a little bit far away. Up north we have conscripts against Grens, and we now have John getting himself probably some type of tech, because I don't see him building anything just yet. No, he's actually getting himself a 2nd Grenadier Squad, 4th unit in Tier 1. Rifle Nade does go down on the conscript, so that means he spent his manpower and fuel in getting the Battle Phase 1. And the conscripts also have Molotovs to retort, and they throw it at the Grens. The Grens are forced to back off, and are now unable to fight the conscripts. The conscripts should set themselves up in some heavy cover if possible. Back at base, we have the combat engineers not being reinforced for Gaddafi. He might be saving CA manpower to get a building, and the southern side of the map is not capped by anybody, so it means that this field, which is currently being defended by these conscripts for Gaddafi, is not connected to anything. He would need to connect or grab this point if he wanted to connect it in this route, but well, he's not doing that. Conscripts still trying to hold the ground against those Grens. They have not enough munitions to get another Molotov off, so they need more support. The Grens over here, the conscripts up north will support them. MG42 does get Molotov by the conscripts in the center, and is now getting flanked, or well, rushed. MG42 does set up and doesn't take a shot. Conscripts are now right on top of him. Actually go straight for the cutoff point and will cap it. The MG42 will jump back into the house, but not before these conscripts capture the point. MG42 needs to jump in, pick a window, set up, open up. MG42 now has to pack up to another window because conscripts continue to move and are dancing around the house, not allowing that MG42 to shoot. Molotov does go down into the house, so it will do a lot of damage to the MG42 inside. The MG42 inside is inside of the Inferno, burning alive, down 2 man, down 3 man, and down goes the entire MG42 inside the house for John, losing his MG42 to the battlefield. Very nice Molotov there by Gaddafi, in a quite gruesome scene right there with all the units burning inside. So we see the conscripts just dodging the Grens on the north, going for the cutoff point, basically not allowing anybody to have fuel income right now, for the most part. And Gaddafi being able to dominate, well, not dominate, but control most of the map right now, even though he doesn't have clear supply lines to any resource points, just strategic points. Conscripts continue to hoorah forward. There's another MG42 on the field. This is the first one that was on the right-hand side. Conscripts jump into the house, being able to shoot at the MG42 in whichever direction they want, without being suppressed or really damaged for the most part. So the MG42 packs up and leave. Tier 2 now on the field for John, and he gets himself a pack gun as the first unit. Not exactly sure why he's doing that. He might have been expecting some type of vehicle rush, but considering what we know that Gaddafi doesn't have territory connected, he is not able to really get any vehicle on the field, and he's getting himself Tier 2. So Gaddafi also going for Tier 2. But it'll be interesting if we see him also get an AT gun for himself. So conscripts over here, who are right on top of the Pioneers, they will be able to dislodge them from this point. The Pioneers will jump into the house and will take a Molotov to the face. We can almost count on that. Although not enough munitions there because of the Ura, but yeah, they'll probably do that eventually. Conscripts left-hand side fighting against the Grens. They do have light cover, so they have a little bit of an advantage considering they're heavily damaged with the Grenadiers. And yeah, they do end up having to retreat. Conscripts a little bit further up north do capture that fuel point finally. So that means now Gaddafi actually has a decent fuel income. So he might be able to get himself something eventually, but not yet. Conscripts over here still moving around, waiting for that Molotov to be able to be tossed. Conscripts uraying all over the place, draining those munitions and not allowing Molotovs to be tossed. And the pack gun is set up right outside of John's base, anticipating a Phantom vehicle that will not be hitting the field in several minutes. So Gaddafi taking this opportunity to recapture and connect all the map. Once he captures this point, it means that the southern fuel will finally actually be giving him something. And there it goes. We see his fuel income shoot up to 42 fuel per minute. So that means he should be able to get himself something very soon if he continues his resource rate. Northern side, Grenadiers against Conscripts. The Conscripts will lose this fight. It's a 4-on-4 already, so the Conscripts continue to move to the victory point and will get shot. We hear the pack gun taking some shots at the Conscripts that are capturing that strategic point, but really not doing much. And at the far north, we have Conscript Squad capturing that point, while the Grenadiers for John moved out and recaptured that territory right outside his base. MG42 setting up in this house very close to his base, being able to defend the strategic point. But the conscripts Ura out of its range. They do get suppressed and continue to crawl. I think they'll be fine unless this guy continues to move in this direction. Just get back over here. You'll be fine. And the right-hand side is potentially going to get capped by these conscripts. The conscripts Ura away, getting out of range of the MG42, and we'll start working on those points. Point-wise, Gaddafi did get brought down to 391, so John did go for a sort of victory point rush, I guess you could say, at the beginning, draining as much as he could at the start. And he did a decent job. He got over 100 points, but Gaddafi should be able to turn that around after he captures this point. Grants and conscripts engaging out in the open. The conscripts in the losing fight here because of Molotov. Sorry. Molotov is available. Goes down. Grants move out of the way, and unfortunately the conscripts are not able to do a lot of damage, but the Grants are very heavily damaged, so the conscripts might be able to win the fight if that one conscript hadn't actually chosen to jump into the fire. LMG equipped on the Grants over here down south does do a lot of damage to the conscripts, and combined by both squads will die on the retreat. Won't make it out alive. That LMG will not let it live. Well, fortunately for that conscript, he is... No, never mind. I thought he was reloading the MG42, so he might have made it out alive. But no, the conscript did end up getting killed, as we anticipated. So, Tier 2 now on the field for Gaddafi, and he is getting himself a Maxim machine gun, which is already on the field. Currently holding the center. Then, AT gun after that. And he was getting himself another Maxim after that, but he canceled the Maxim in favor of building a Tier 3, so not a bad choice. Getting some vehicles out there would be quite useful. T-70 is, in particular, would be quite devastating to all the things that are currently on the field. Mortar on the field for John, taking some shots at these conscripts. The conscripts Ura right on top of the MG42. The MG42 is moving itself into the house, so we can assume that Gaddafi will be throwing a Molotov in there. There goes, Molotov landing. And once again, we see the MG42 taking some fire in the face. The guys are a little bit safe from the flames, it looks like. Flames are in the other room of the house, so they move rooms, and they are quite secure here, not taking a lot of damage. So they're fine. And they jump out. Pios, that is. And, yeah. Mortar rounds landing all over the place. Conscripts getting shot by MGs and pack guns, getting forced off the field. Down to one man on the retreat. Barely making it out alive, a little bit too risky there. But the Maxim machine gun in the center of the map does execute that Pioneer squad trying to capture that point. Nasty mortar shots landing around here could have potentially taken out that retreating conscript, but fortunately for Gaddafi, he manages to dodge that one quite easily. Up north, conscripts capturing fuel, and over here at the strategic point we see a flanking conscript squad. Still no doctrine for anybody, which is interesting, but not a bad choice. And there we go, Gaddafi getting himself a T-70. I think that is exactly what he needs at this point. John has no fuel income, which means he is not going to be able to get himself any vehicle soon. The only deterrent is that pack gun, which if kept over here at the base, I suppose is okay. Will deny this territory, but if it moves a little bit too forward, it is also very exposed, very capable of getting flanked by the T-70. Grant over here down to one man with his LMG, running as fast as he can, going back to his base, not wanting to drop the enemy for the weapon for the enemy. And combat engineers moving to the left-hand side for Gaddafi, going to be able to capture that victory point and start triple capping John at this point. Victory point wise, still in the favor of John. He is 457 points to Gaddafi's 388. But if he does get triple cap, that will start getting out of control very fast if he doesn't do something about it. Grenadiers in the center trying to capture the point. Rifle nade going down on the Maxim machine gun. The Maxim machine gun will take the rifle nade. Oh, very nice rifle nade. Actually kills 4 of the men in one shot. 2 men left in the Maxim machine gun decide to jump out of the church. Set up in a very awkward angle. Then pack back up and move away with the shopping cart hauling his ass as fast as he can. T-70 on the field starts taking some shots at the infantry, forcing the retreat of those grants. The mortar is right there on the ice. However, the pack gun is back at base, being able to defend. Ooh! Gaddafi actually catches the pack gun from behind. He needs to go for it. Go for it. No! That's a little bit of a hesitant there. Does nail it with one of the men. Can he get behind it? He does get behind it, so a very lucky move right there. Needed to go for it or gun it as soon as he started, but yeah, there he goes. So the pack gun does get decrewed. Grenadiers are pushing forward, trying to get a Faust off on the T-70. Might be able to do so. And here we go, backs off. The MG42 is in this house, taking some shots at the T-70. If this MG42 had Veterancy 1, it could use its ability and potentially do a lot of damage. But unfortunately, the MG42 does not have Veterancy, so the T-70 will be doing fine. AT gun barraging the MG42 in the house, doing a lot of damage, down to 2 men. Faust goes off on the T-70, damaging the engine, and the Grens do capture the pack. The pack gun takes a shot at the T-70, but misses, and the T-70 makes it out alive. Conscripts push forward, throw a Molotov at the pack gun. The pack gun needs to, well, pack up and move out of the way. Molotov burning the guys alive. One of the guys that was picking it up is the one that gets burnt. And unfortunately, they decide to turn around in the fire, but no, actually makes it out alive. Very risky there. Very risky maneuver. House over here collapsing with the MG42 inside it, if I'm not mistaken. The other MG42 is currently set up on the right-hand side, capturing the victory point. So Gaddafi not able to break John just yet, but very close to do so. He's getting himself a T-34. I would actually have preferred another T-70 to be able to flank and do a lot more damage with both. But T-34 is obviously the safer choice. He doesn't know if a vehicle will be coming onto the field soon. But we can see here, obviously, with our advantage of being an observer, that John, well, is nowhere near having a vehicle on the field. He probably got himself the battle face upgrade, but he doesn't have any buildings to build anything from right now. Also, we see that Gaddafi did get himself a doctrine, and that is the guard mortar coordination tactics. So, an interesting choice. Mortar would be quite nicely. The guard rifles are now on the field. Not exactly sure how I feel about that. Those are a little bit too of a preemptive guards rifle. Reason is because guard rifles, I mean, they're strong, and with the DP light machine guns, they're able to do, damage to infantry, so they're fine. But you very nice shot there by the mortar. Nails 2 of the guards. You mostly want guards as because of their PTRS rifles and the ability to soft counter vehicles. Grenade from the guards landing right on top of the grenadiers doesn't actually do a lot of damage. It looks like it did some damage over here, but guards now down to 2 men, both of them with the PTRS rifles, trying as much as they can to shoot, but like I said, they're not the best fighters against infantry. They do need DP light machine guns to be able to output more damage and start killing infantry. And obviously that gives them the button ability, which is great. T-70 over here on the northern side, harassing these Grens, doing some shots and getting some damage down. Very nice. The pack gun is not positioned to help those out. We need to turn around. That's why I was saying that a second T-70 would be quite good. John, for his part, is now getting himself a third pack gun, which is not ideal, but well, that is what he's getting. Conscript's getting forced away at Veteran C2 against the Veteran C2 LMG Gren. Maxim machine gun set up in the cutoff point right in front of John's base, cutting off any type of income. Also the T-70 up north using its Veteran C1 capping ability to capture that northern point, which means that there is no income coming in for John aside from what his base would provide him, and that is 6 munitions and 4 fuel. Right hand side, no, we actually don't have the machine gun over there, so these conscripts should be able to move over there and cap. Center map, the Grants are going for the victory point. So yeah, I mean, John is focusing on the victory points, trying to do as much as he can. Pack-gun over here does get decrewed by the T-70. Other pack-gun turns around and takes a shot at the T-70, but misses. Second shot goes down, and again it misses. And the combat engineers are over here laying down some mines against everything they can. Pack-gun continues to move up, trying to get some shots at the T-70 if it can. The second pack-gun, or well, third pack-gun at this point, I guess you could say. Moving up against the T-70. The T-70 takes a shot at the crew of that pack. Takes a nasty shot by the first pack gun. Does about half damage. T-34 now on the field right in front of those pack guns. Will get ripped to shreds. Combat engineers are there to support with the flamethrower. And the packs are actually focusing on the combat engineers. Pack gun is very nearly decrewed. We have the second T-34 moving in behind it. Pack gun takes a shot at the combat engineers. T-70 moves into the crew, and the other pack gun is just simply turning around desperately, now backing up to its base, and Gaddafi now has, or is in a position to do a killing move. Both T-34s are alive. Pack guns get decrewed. He could work on either recrewing the pack guns or destroying them, and the T-34s could start working on the points. MG-42 does get decrewed. The one man over there retreating, running out of the battlefield. And the men left are getting shot by both T-34s. The mortar also taking some shots, and T-34s and T-70s moving into the field, just ripping all the infantry for John to shreds. The mayhem, the carnage, the humanity is a lot. So Grant's over here trying as much as they can to stay alive. They will probably throw some Faust off, I would assume. Oh, getting ripped to shreds by everything. Down to 2 men. Pack gun is getting produced for John, so it will hit the field, take a shot at the T-70 potentially and kill it off, although it is queued up. And to move, does set up, take a shot at... No. Turns around, gonna take a shot at the T-70. T-70 does take a nasty shot down to a sliver of health. Veteran G2 acquired for the T-70, and now they're starting to fire at Tier 2. Tier 2 is a critical building at this situation because that is the only one that can produce pack guns. The Grants do move out and are gonna get themselves a pack gun. I can only assume. No, they're not. They're gonna continue to move. T-70 does go down to the Grenadier squad after a Faust goes off, which is unfortunate for Gaddafi, but he does have another T-34 on the field, which is probably gonna head straight to the base. We do also see an infantry over here still running away from the battlefield like a coward. And the conscripts for Gaddafi just capturing the map. So yeah, Gaddafi has this in the bag. He now finally has a triple cap going against John. Victory points are about to break even in a second, and the T-34s are just moving around, shooting at the Tier 2. The pack gun does get recruited by those Grants and is opening up on the T-34s. Might potentially take one down. The T-34 is very heavily damaged, but they will get themselves behind the line of fire. Pack gun actually gets blown up, so that decrews the gun, forcing one guy to run away. And the one man left on the Grenadier squad will not be able to do much. Veteran Tier 1 still left for John. Tier 2 did get taken out, so no more pack guns. One man left, currently retreating somewhere. Where is he? No, I think that's the guy left the base building. Yeah, yeah, there we go. So yeah, John has nothing left. Not wanting to leave the game. I guess he's gonna have to get killed off by Gaddafi. But yeah, very easy game here for Gaddafi. Took a little while. Not that much, however. It's only 20 minutes. 21 probably. But yeah, very nice play there by Gaddafi. And interestingly enough, it looks like he shot his own T-34. No? What is that? What shot him? Huh. Interesting. Well, I don't know what's going on. So, John not even producing anything anymore, even though he has munitions to build Pioneers. But, I mean, manpower to build Pioneers, but, yeah, I mean, I guess he threw in the towel, probably just, you know, talking about stuff right now. Unfortunately, we can't see the chat, so we don't know how it went. And there we go. Annihilation victory. So, good game there for Gaddafi. Quite an easy match. It was a little bit, difficult at the beginning. John's attempt to go for the BP rush was, you know, pseudo-successful, but Gaddafi managed to, you know, regroup, pull back into the game, and that is it. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.